How to meditate properly. So let's get the basics right. It's not about how long you can sit in a lotus position with your eyes closed, doing mantras and doing sounds and 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 whatever. And you don't need to go to a monastery or go to the Himalayas to meditate or be in a cave for 20 years like Kung Fu Panda. This is all not the concept of meditation. Meditation is basically you realizing who you really are before you identified with the ego, with the form that you're having at the moment. So basically we can say that meditation is your true nature, but you just forgot how to meditate, just forgot how to be yourself. And meditation is a practice of us going back to our true selves, of reclaiming the identity that the mind has stolen. So it's a process of disintegrating from the mask that is stuck to our faces to the identity that we have accumulated over the years. I don't know where I would be or what I would be without meditation. Before I learned how to meditate, I was living in a continuous hell. It wasn't that my circumstances were bad. It was just that I couldn't be happy or satisfied with anything that I've done. And later I realized it was just the identity or the ego in me that has taken over myself, and I forgot who I really am. I forgot that I'm originally just a consciousness that is compassionate, that is satisfied, that is fully grateful for life as it is. So this is the main goal of meditation and the main benefit, realizing who we truly are beyond name and form. And I can't think of any better investment in our lives. Like, how many of us spend years chasing a goal and then realize that this goal is not what I really want? Spent so much time trying to get somewhere, only to realize that it's not what we wanted. Just like Stephen Covey has said, climb the ladder only to discover that the ladder is leaning against the wrong wall. So I think this is the most basic question that each of us need to uncover before we move on in our lives. It's the most important question. Who am I? And once I know who am I, then I can realign my life to what I really want and what I really enjoy. Not something that I took from the society. Chasing of money, chasing of position, or having a family, or raising kids. Who knows what you want? But first of all, you have to know who you are before you know what you want. Right? This is, even for the mind, this is logical. So the main definition of meditation is no mind. So the main point of meditation is experiencing the state of no mind. It's a practice of experiencing, viewing life as it is, interacting with life in the moment as it is. So your main goal when you're meditating is to experience the state of no mind. So let's say, for example, you start with a meditation that is, the most basic, simple people that most people think about the meditation is watching the breath. So I'm watching my breath now. And the most important part is that when I'm giving my full attention to my breath, my mind stops. And you can try that for yourself. There's a brief moment there where your mind is stopped. And this moment is the whole point of meditation. We want to expand that moment. We want to have thoughts have a gap between them, a space of no mind. Because in this space of no mind, what happens? Your awareness rises, and then you can be yourself. So the first time that I tried this, It was like I would focus on the first breath, and then by the second breath, thoughts would rush in, and I would start thinking about something or get projected into the future or into the past, and I would lose the moment totally. But then I was like, remember, like after 2 minutes, oh my God, I built all this. Where am I? I'm just lost in my thoughts. I'm not present. I'm not with my thoughts, with my breath. Then I go back to my breath. And I'm experiencing no mind again. Another meditation that you can do, which is called the inner body meditation. I highly recommend you read Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now for that. And it's a kind of a meditation that you don't have to do with your eyes closed. It's having some or most of your attention in your inner body, in the body, while you're continuing on with your life. So it kind of anchors you. Whenever a thought tries to pull you away, you go back to the inner body, and it's like an anchor to the ship. So the ship won't get dragged into the sea and lost in the sea of thoughts or in the storm of thoughts. That's a better way to describe it. And then, of course, many people when we talk about this, and then they will tell me the next question is like, okay, so what that I experienced a state of no mind? Well, this is a really important thing, because everything that the mind is just an accumulation of experiences, of knowledge, of things that you have learned in your life. So from the moment you woke up to this life as a beautiful baby, filled with life, meditative by your nature, you started accumulating information and habits. And these habits, these information got stuck onto you, and then they started ruling your life. Let's say, for example, you learned that you always need to be praised, or that you were special or better than other people. So this information or this way of treating you by your parents or by people in your life got stuck on you. And now every time you deal with a person, you want to feel special. And I know this is because this was the case that I had. Or let's say, for example, you were abused, and then you're now broken, and every time you deal with a person, you expect to be abused. So basically, this is the mask that you have put on, and with time, it got so stuck, you get glued in, and every time you think or consider yourself, consider the mask. But in reality, you're not the mask. Your true nature is just in these gaps of no thought, of no mind, no thoughts, no mind, space. And when you're listening to my words, now I am still practicing, and I got to a state where I'm much better, but I'm not fully free of thought. And I experience so much more joy in my life, so much more happiness, and very little disturbance, very little pain, very little suffering, unnecessary suffering. And this is because my mind stopped having this glued effect on me. And actually, the goal for me for having this channel was to share this experience with other people, and hopefully we'll together be sailing in this ocean of consciousness soon, and we'll help each other get there. So whatever meditation you do, in conclusion, the most important thing is to realize or experience the gap of no mind. And with time, this gap is going to grow bigger and bigger. It's going to be longer and longer. And there might come a day when you wake up and there are no thoughts in your head. I'm not there yet, but many people are. And many people are becoming this way. And then you would realize that 99.99% of the suffering you had in your life was just because of your thoughts, just because of the mask. Because what are you in your true nature? We are all just consciousness, an eternal, non-dying consciousness. And when you are eternal and non-dying and fully alive, what is there what is there left to strive for or want? Then life is beautiful as it is. And this is the key to meditation. Experiencing the gaps of no mind. Peace.